Feel the mixture should just cover it slightly, as you can see. You can see my rice is just on top. I'm going to stir it together. Give it a good stir. Then I'll reduce the heat, because if I leave it at the heat it is, it's going to burn. Because it will be cooking too early. So I'm going to reduce the heat to 5. So it will simmer and cook. And I put the lid on. I would now prepare the stewed beef I told you earlier was going to go with this rice. For that we would need leg of beef. We will need some pepper, scotch bonnet. Like I told you, I like my scotch bonnet really, really hot. Some onion, some red caps, and chopped tomatoes. So I'm going to take the beef over to the sink and wash it. Give it a good wash. Okay. So please be careful with raw meat. Remember, never mix raw meat with something that is cooked, because you can easily get transfer contamination. So I'm going to wash the meat. Just take off all the bits you don't like. I'd washed this meat earlier, but I just want you to see it. Just take off the bits. Okay. You could use any meat you actually like, but I like leg of beef because of the texture. It's not very soft. It's a bit hard. And when you cook it, you know, it's really nice. So I like leg of beef, but you could use whatever you like. You know, if you like the sirloin steak or whatever part of the meat you like. Or you could use fish, chicken, whatever you feel comfortable with. So to boil the meat, I'm going to need a bit of onion. Just a very tiny bit of onion. So just put a bit of onion. Okay. A bit of salt. And please rub the salt in. But be careful with the salt. Be careful with the salt, please. Don't want to put too much. And you get your garlic. The garlic is optional. Some people, they don't like the smell of garlic in their meat, but I like the smell of garlic in my meat. But if you don't want the garlic, you don't have to put it in. It's very optional. So I bring my chopping board here because I just want to chop my garlic quickly. Just run water through it. Take off the head of the garlic. And just chop it. Some people like to drop it in. Garlic is quite strong. The flavor will still go through into the meat. But I just like mine chopped, not very smooth, but coarsely. And I rub it all together. The essence of rubbing it together is to make sure that the seasoning gets into the meat. You know, give it a good rub. Yeah. I need to wash my hands. Remember I said to you, you need to be careful with raw meat. So I'm just going to wash my hands before I put it on the fire. I'm going to come back here to wash up everything. Well, just do that. And take it to the fire. You can already hear it going. Cover it so that it cooks really quickly. I think the rice is ready. So I'm just going to have a look at it. Oh, look at that. It's all nice and ready. So I'll turn the light off on the cooker. And I'll just shift it to the next one because I don't want it to continue on the fire. Because if it remains on this hob, remember it will still be cooking. So take it away from the fire. I'm just going to stir it so that you see that it's all one constituency right through the rice. You can see how nice it looks. It's really, really nice. Okay, so I'm going to allow that to, I'm going to leave it half open so that the heat can come out of it while we get the meat. I'll go with it ready. I'm really hungry now though. All right, so the meat is cooking and I put it on very high heat because I want it to cook really quickly. So if you look at it, it's stewing in its own sauce. Remember, I didn't put any water in it, so it's really stewing in its own sauce. So I'm going to leave that for a little while so that the sauce can cook the meat. It should be ready in a couple of minutes, say another 10 minutes. And while that is going on, I would blend the pepper. I just rinsed my blender out because I've used it to blend exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to rinse it out because it's been standing there for a while. And what I need to do, remember initially we did this. I'll just add the chopped tomatoes, the red cap, but this time I don't want it to, I just want it to blend really quickly. I don't want it to be smooth, so I'm just gonna blend it very quickly. Like I said, I love my Scotch bonnet, so I've put quite a bit in it, so it's gonna be really hot and spicy. I'm gonna put my onion in. And that's just what we need. That's very. Blend a little bit more. Yeah, that should be enough. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. We're going to make the sauce in which we will stew the beef that is cooking. And for that, I'll need another pot. I've washed one already here. I'll put it on this hob here and put it on 8. I'm going to put a little bit of oil there and I'm going to fry the ingredients in the oil. Really hot oil before I stew the meat in it. So I'm using 3 level cooking spoons of sunflower oil again. In this case, I need the oil to be really hot so that it can fry really quickly. I'll put a bit of onion in it. I'll just cut it here. This is my chopping board.